I don't know, I see someone there with, it's not. Hi, Jeff. There's Jeff waving to us. And Vance is busy, so he's waving at heart. Oh, he's got his hand up too.
Okay, here I am.
All right. So I'm going to introduce the speakers, but we'd like to know where you're from. So feel free to add your countries and feel free to share the link with your friends so they can come in through the Moodle and qualify for a badge. There are badges for each of these sessions, for each one. So you can get 27 as well as a certificate for not only attending, but also for reflecting. So there are 2 certificates for the participants and 1 for the presenters. So Jeff and Vance, Jeff, don't forget to log into the course area, which is a Moodle course. Okay, so I'm going to get started. Well, today is really exciting because it's our first day and we've had so many different sessions. This session is on Minecraft, and I'm just going to introduce our speakers. There's Vance Stevens, who waved there. I don't know, he's on my left, but maybe he's on your right. And he teaches EFL at United Arab Emirates Air College. He's been involved in teaching online for longer than many of us have been doing it. He's probably one of the pioneers of teaching online. I know he's one of the pioneers of using the internet that I've found out and other things. He's not only involved in the Webheads in Action, which he started, but he's also involved with TESOL, Call IS, the Electronic Village Online. He's a coordinator. And on Learning Together, which is tomorrow, no, which is on Sunday generally, but this is a Learning Together session. So today is February 3rd, 2017. This is what Vance will say, but I said it for him. And there are a lot of things going on with Vance. He's absolutely amazing. And that's it, I think. If there's any more, he'll let you know. And our sorry about that. Our second speaker is right here. Sorry, and that's Jeff. There he is. Jeff, I haven't seen you. Usually we meet at restaurants, at TESOL, Call IS meetings, but I'm not there anymore. So Jeff is a PhD candidate, and we're looking forward to his work. I believe you're probably at the final stages of your dissertation writing, if I understand correctly. Great. In the Patton College of Education at Ohio University. He taught in Japan and Mongolia before returning to the United States. I believe he taught English as a foreign language, but maybe some technical things. He's an avid gamer, so we should get everything we can out of Jeff as far as gaming goes. And he's a technology advocate. He has been working with digitally mediated learning instead of call learning since 2009. And he's been a moderator at TESOL Minecraft MOOC for the 3 years that it's been going on, which is very, very strong. He's interested in virtual reality, like most of the world, and leveraging game design principles for the classroom. And I believe it's not only face-to-face, but probably, I hope, online classrooms as well, because that's the only way we'll get you, Jeff. We're not going to go to the United States to find you and learn from you, so keep that in mind. The teaching online is the future. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to put myself in the background and let the team take over on Minecraft. So thank you for coming and for giving this amazing session. I know it's going to be amazing. Thank you.
Okay, am I audible? Is that a yes? Oh goodness. I have to increase it. I have to get the text chat here. I'm always having some problems with these little pods. Okay, so I need to make the bigger. I can see it. If someone asks questions like that, am I audible? It sounds great. That's wonderful. Okay. So anyway, well, I'm Vance Stevens. I'm kind of the co-moderator and sort of founder of the Electronic Village Online Minecraft MOOC. We started in 2015. Oops, that just went off. I'm using that to follow the slides. Okay, there we are. On again. So anyway, Jeff Kuhn was one of our first co-moderators, and he's been with us since 2015. He originally server for us and hosted it our first year, and since then his colleague Aaron Schwartz has been doing that for us. I think the two of them kind of do it together. So anyway, I recently wrote an article on, because I gave a presentation on this at a TESOL Arabia conference, and I wrote an article for the proceedings. And the reviewer came back and said, what is EVO? And is that the same as EVO Minecraft MOOC? Do you mean the same thing? So I thought I'd better start off by mentioning that EVO is Electronic Village Online. I should put a link in the text chat. Maybe somebody could do that. Maybe Jeff could do that. Jeff, could you put the link to this presentation? It's got a shared link. This is online. It's it's a Google Slides presentation, and so people can go there. And anytime you see a hyperlink on these slides, they will work. So if nobody gets around to doing it, when Jeff starts talking, I will do that. So anyway, let's see. Obviously we messed up with the, here it is, yeah. The attendance list. Mahadura, somebody from Mahadura in Tunisia is here. That's wonderful. I just saw that. Oh, this is from Basma in Tunisia. Yes, I do. Good. I taught a course there, so she's here. That's really great to hear that. We just found, yeah, that's good. We've got, okay, so yes, okay. I guess if you went to EVO sessions, now what I was really looking for, let me get that link. I'll do it myself. Share link presentation, slide presentation. Here it is. I copied it.
I added the link. The link of the presentation is there.
Yeah, here's the one that I'm using. It's here. So that's that one. I don't know. Maybe you can see them both. Anyway, that one is on Google Docs, and yours I haven't really had a look at it. But I guess that's. And are the links hyper on yours? No. So I'm looking for something with hyperlink. Yes, good, excellent. Okay, so either of those will work. So anyway, just to start with what this is, Electronic Village Online is something we do it's going on now, January and February. The EVO Minecraft MOOC is one of the sessions. This is our session in Electronic Village Online. We're one of about a dozen sessions. Mary is probably about a third of the other dozen sessions. We've got several of them, posting them on her, in addition to putting on online conferences and things like that. She's quite busy. And basically, we're a session which is a little bit different from other EVO sessions. First of all, we'll explain a little bit of those differences as we come to them. But I think I need my slides back on over here. We play games. We play games not in order to play games, but to learn about gamification. So that's basically what we're trying to do, and we'll explain how we do that. So this is about our community. This is our third year. We've done the EVO Minecraft MOOC, and basically we have kind of evolved from an EVO session that happens. Those EVO sessions happen January to February every year. Some of them repeat to a second year. Ours has really become a community, and so that's actually the focus that I would like to discuss tonight. The idea is this becoming a real community, not just somebody. Were you about to say something, Nelly? I heard the microphone come on. Okay, there you go. Okay, so anyway, basically, what we have, as we are learning about gamification, we've set up our MOOC as a game board. Jeff, if you're not muted, could you mute until you're ready to talk? Because there's some background sounds. I guess that might be Jeff. So basically, Facebook is kind of a game board in that you go to Facebook and you play a game called Facebook, which is posting and replying to posts and liking things. And you don't have to, when you go to Facebook for the first time, you don't have to learn how to do it. No one explains to you how to do it. So it's something that's kind of intuitive. And the actual game that you're trying to play is you're actually trying to socialize. So you have an ulterior motive for playing this game. And I wanted Minecraft to be something like that, a Minecraft MOOC. I wanted the people to be able to go to the Google Plus community and see what to do when they got there. So they're going to learn how to play Minecraft, but what they're really learning about is constructing learning environments that are compelling and self-directing and whose basic premises might apply across a range of subjects and contexts, because that's what Minecraft does. This is what the community looks like. Okay, look at this. This is the new look at the EVO Minecraft community. And when you go there, you see all the posts. You can see that we have some affections forming between some of the denizens in our Minecraft world. Those are people who live there. They get spawned with the world. So some of our moderators have figured out how to get them to sort of fall in love with each other, which is kind of interesting. There's all sorts of stuff going on in this world as we play this game. When you go to anybody who wants to join our community, goes first to this space. They're directed to go there when they go to the evosessions.dbworks.com page. And the link is at the bottom of the slides. Go there yourself if you want. It used to look more like this, because this is Plus changed its interface. You can still see all this, but what's in the lower right-hand corner of your screen used to be a sidebar, and it was really more like a game board then. Right now, when you have to go to the left side of the screen and you pull down something called About Community, and then you see everything you see in the right-hand sidebar here. So that was a much better game board than the one that has just they've redesigned it for mobile devices now. So basically, though, what the idea is that people can go here and they can start clicking on things and figure out what to do. So they can go to the syllabus, they can find the missions they have to accomplish. As they don't really have to do this, by the way. They find missions they can accomplish for people who don't want, who need a little bit of direction or want a little bit of direction. Then this is what they can see what to do. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit as we go through this, is that in the first year we ran this, in 2015, people did kind of go and follow directions. In the second year, too, we got a little bit away from that until now in the third year, in 2017, we have, people are doing what we call community as curriculum. It's a Dave Cormier idea. And they're sort of making the, they're just doing, they're learning, and they're in the game, and they don't ask a lot of questions. They're kind of self-directing themselves. So it's working out really well. So as I mentioned, we're a little bit different at EVO sessions. First of all, we're the only session, I think, that requires you purchase something, and that money doesn't go to us. It goes to Mojang, or Mojang, as Jeff calls it. That is kind of a bone of contention, or has been a bone of contention, but it's something that anybody who's going to use Minecraft in education is going to have to deal with. I think it's Icelandic. Swedish. We have the general part of the world. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, so you've got to understand that educators are coming up with the money because the game is so good. It's basically a game that it teaches. No, it doesn't teach anything. as Jeff will tell you, it's a toy. It's not even a game. People can use it to, to do what they want with it. They can create. They can think critically. They're makers. Everybody's a maker in Minecraft. That's what I really like about it. As opposed to Second Life, where not everybody's a maker. Some people are sitting there and just absorbing and observing and socializing, but not everybody is building. But everybody in Minecraft builds. So another way that we perpetuate our community is something that I've done with all my EVO sessions. I've run several. I still have, for example, a multiple literacies community. It's not really particularly active, but I do keep posting there. Some people post. Maria Carusa, for example, is a member of that community and finds some of the things that we do. So she's, I should say, that community, it perpetuates year after year. So instead of, when I've done these EVO sessions, I don't start a new community page or a new wiki for the new session. I always keep the same one to try to build a community. So that's what we've done. It's worked quite well for us in Minecraft. We have that Google Plus community space. It's been, the link has been on previous slides, but if you click that link, Google Plus community space, you'll go there again. So another thing, we're a berry bush. Some sessions tend to be conduits. That is, when people are when someone has an idea of what they want to teach someone, or they have an idea of how they should present the material, they might do that in the form of a conduit, which means that they do this, and that thing follows another. But we're a berry bush, which means that we put it all out there, and you pick the berries that are appealing to you. So Tiziana just mentioned that she's a little intimidated by the game. Now that's a really good point, because I have to, as you'll see as we go through this presentation, I was very intimidated too. I was intimidated for several years before I finally started this EVO Minecraft MOOC session so that I could overcome my intimidation. And then I discovered that the people in the game help you so much that you overcome that. This session is actually made for people who would like to learn, who think that there's something in Minecraft that they could use with their students, and they just want to learn how to do it and become good at it. And so that's actually happened to me over a few years. And even other people, other moderators who have joined us, not all have been experts in the game, but everybody's learning. Even the people who are experts are learning from each other. So the third thing is, or maybe it's the fourth, we have a syllabus, but we have been using it less and less, the point I made a moment ago. So I'm going to turn on my iPad again. Okay, so I think it's probably time for Jeff to take over. How are you, Jeff?
Should I jump in here? All right.
Yeah. So let's see. Did I advance the slide? There we go.
Right, I think
this is it.
Yes. Yeah, I think the important part to think about with Minecraft and many other video games is they really aren't experience driven. They're context driven and not content driven. Yeah, so we thought about the EVO Minecraft as not a space to deliver information. You know, teachers giving information to students and having students follow those instructions or learn this material, but really to kind of make it as a active process. You know, even way back in 1916, you know, John Dewey, the education theorist, said that education is not an affair of telling and being told, but as it's an active construction process. And games are pretty much the exact same thing. Really, you have to do first, learn second. And that's kind of the steep learning curve with Minecraft for non-gamers, is there are really no upfront instructions, but you just jump in and start playing. And there's some really great people out there, as Linda just said in the chat, that do YouTube videos and instructions. And our MOOC, our community, was really designed to help teachers kind of understand those communities a lot better. to get some experience in this community-driven, community curriculum approach that Vance was talking about. You know, as we think about that, we wanted it to be compelling and self-directing. We really wanted to throw it open and just let people learn on their own time and their own pace and schedule. And that's something that's really important to think about if you're using games in the classroom, is not everyone's going to learn at the exact same time. You might have players who are very advanced and players who are new. So instead of having linear content, make all the content available all the time and let people focus in on the areas that they want to focus on. You know, I like to think of Minecraft as it's a tool. It's not a text like a book or a movie or something else we might use in class, but it really is a tool that's an object to think with. How can I manipulate things and learn through doing things? And so, you know, we really kind of thought to ourselves with the MOOC, how can teachers experience Minecraft being told about versus being told about Minecraft, and how can they learn to use Minecraft as a tool to design learning opportunities? And, you know, while we've done that, we've developed this really great community. As you can see, we have Rose and Jane and Vance and Linda and I are all in here. We're all part of this community, and we're just playing together. And we teach one another as we need to be taught. As I need to learn something, Linda will give me some advice. Or as, you know, Jane wants to know something, Rose will pitch in and help her. So it really is community driven, and there's a very thin line between the moderators and the students. We really all just sort of blend together and help out where we can help out. You want to take it from here, Vance?
Yeah, I guess that's, you know, that's what I was saying, where we used to have a syllabus, and, well, we do have a syllabus. We always have a syllabus. It's always there, and for anybody who wants to follow the syllabus or earns, they can do that. If you want to earn a badge, there are things that you need to do, or you should do. We provide about a dozen things that you can do to earn a badge, and if you do, say, about 8 of them, you'd probably get a badge. It would depend on, if we thought you were trying hard, you'd get a badge. So, but basically, that line between, you know, I really haven't thought of it as students. I think of participants, but they are, the people in the community are really just there in the community, and the learning kind of happens automatically. And as I mentioned, Dave Cormier has something he calls community as curriculum. I have a blog post where I put that link in the blog post. So anyway, you can find it if you follow these materials. But another thing that Dave Cormier is very famous for is he's a person who named MOOCs. He and Brian Alexander, is kind of unclear who actually named. They both give each other credit, or they both share the credit for coming up with the name MOOC, which means Massive Open Online Course. And these, when they started this in 2008, they didn't really know how the MOOC was going to go, because George Siemens and Stephen Downs started the course and decided to open it up to their community. They were actually teaching the course in a university, and people were taking it for credit. But they thought it would be more fun for those people if they just opened it up to a community and had other people interacting in the course. So they got something like 2,500 people accepting their challenge, and that's where the massive part came in. They didn't really know how to deal with it. But basically, Dave Cormier, after the fact, said this is, if you're going to deal with this kind of course, you have 5 steps. And it happens to have a course, so we call our first week the orientation step, and that's pretty much what happens in EVO sessions or online courses or in MOOCs in general, where people come on and they'll orient the first week, maybe even the first 2 weeks. And so that sort of blends in with our what we call the declare stage. Again, what Dave says is that once you've oriented the course, then you start posting. You start saying who you are, why you're there, what you want to learn, and networks form. So that happens around the 3rd week. We start paying attention to our networks. We're going to show you some people who are in our works. We have, for example, Joe K from Jocadia, massively Minecraft. She's quite well known. She joined our course this year. We have ESTE, Virginia. I can't remember. It's a group of librarians, I think, in Virginia who started a Minecraft server, and they all kind of meet like we do. So we have various communities who have come together on our server. Minecraft in Education is another. We started posting some of the things that we were doing on the Minecraft for Education, Minecraft in Education Google Plus community, and we got some people from there who are coming into our course. So you see, as we're networking, we're branching out across networks. But what actually happens in a MOOC is that people start to cluster. What that means is that people with similar interests start doing that. I suppose what you could say in our course or session, people who are into potions and into, say, there's a cluster of people who are curing villagers who become zombies. They're pulling out the villagers who have become zombies because they were attacked by zombies. And they're curing them, and they're making them, they're setting them up in their own villages where they're protecting them and they're trading with them. So I don't know if that's exploitation or what, but anyway, it's very kind to the villagers because they were living in cages, now they're living in nice houses. So that kind of thing is a cluster of people who are doing that. And then focus, that's the last stage. That's where you start taking the MOOC, and the MOOC is about to end. Someone can't hear well, I'm so sorry. In general, is my voice coming on okay, or did I think reset? Yes, I think have I got the mic up high enough? How about this? Is this better? Okay, I'm starting to get green here. Okay, I had muted while Jeff was speaking. Is that better? Okay, so anyway, I'll try to talk loudly. Okay. Yes, okay. Great to hear. Actually, when we've had complaints on WizIQ about sound when you listen to the recording, it's all perfect. So anyhow, what the last stage is focus, which actually kind of takes you into the time after the MOOC, because people who start focusing start developing plans, and since we've become kind of a community, we've also learned that we may not stop after February. We're having too much fun. We're developing for the next year. We did this last year. We came into the server between the sessions, and the moderators in particular were messing around, playing in there and learning more about it. So we pattern on that sort of context. So we've also changed the way we have our syllabus design, and especially tutorial help has changed. So when we first did this in 2015, we thought we were going to have a lot of people who would meet about Minecraft, and in fact, I was one of them. So I did kind of appreciate starting easy in creative mode. We have to explain here that Minecraft has two modes. There's creative mode and survival mode. Creative mode puts you in a space where you have access to all resources you can possibly have in Minecraft. You can build with them. You can do whatever you want with them. You learn how to use them. And there are monsters in this world, but the monsters are not threatening. You can actually use them for target practice, as I said in my blog post. So when we started out in 2015, that's what we did. We went to Creative World, and we stayed there for about 3 weeks. And then we changed over to survival. And so when we went onto the server, talk about being intimidated, this was a big change. All of a sudden, mountains, forests, rivers, monsters appeared. When you're there for the first time, you're going to get eliminated, killed. You're going to respawn. It's called coming back into the world. But you start to learn strategies about how you can survive in the world. And not only did you get other people to help you to do that. So when we did this for the second year, we improved that game board design. I started a wiki, for example, where I moved a lot of the things over to the wiki side of it. It makes it a little bit clearer. There's the link to it if you want to see for yourself. Otherwise, the screenshot will show you that you have a sidebar with all the links you're going to need. For example, to live sessions such as this. We have the things that you should do each week, what we call missions. I got that idea from Shelley Terrell. And so this time around, we noticed some differences. We went more quickly into survival, I believe. We've actually started to think that creative kind of keeps you from really learning about the game. I paid overt attention to the syllabus. Right now we're in week 4, I think, of we're in the cluster week, but I really haven't mentioned that in the Google Plus community. But last year I would milestone each. Okay, we've moved to week 3 now. We're going to be focusing on networking. But still, that last year, the participants seem to be doing quite well with without. They weren't asking a lot of questions. We noticed that. So I mentioned earlier that I submitted something to the proceedings of a conference that I just attended, and I said there the missions or checklists of things that we do on a weekly basis are pretty straightforward. Well, as evidence, they must be, as participants seem to find them and do them without asking too many questions. And when they do ask, and the moderators respond, then the response seems to get them on task. So there wasn't a lot of asking for instructions about how to do things. We've always had badges in the course. There's one badge, actually. It's called the Survivor's Badge. And we found, I'll show you some demographics in a moment about the 2017 rendition. But we have a couple of hundred people in the course, or in the session, and about, probably about 24 are registered. We have a registration page where people, it's a Google form where you put your, especially your Minecraft user ID so that we can whitelist you on the server. And then you can also open another Google sheet that will add the things, you can write in the things that you do. And we found that people were just doing that. So when they would fill in the sheet where they listed the things they had done toward their badges, they provided links. So we could see that people were building, posting pictures, documenting what they were doing. They're also posting all the time in the Google Plus community. So we can see that people are, performing. They're actually doing things. We can see what they're doing. So as for the demographics of this year, we at the moment have 296 people in our Google Plus community. 23 of those filled in the registration form for this year, which is about for last year. And of that, 15 have actually been on our server. 15 people who filled in the registration, we've seen them on the server. And what that looks like in percentage is a little orange at the top of that graph. So that's all the people in the Google Plus community, the 296 of them, 15 actually coming out of the server and playing with us. It's not bad for a MOOC, really. But there are also other people, probably about an equal number, who might have not filled in the form, but they come on the server because maybe someone whitelisted them, or they're also children of some of the people, some of our moderators. And that's a special, we've got at least 4 of those that I know of. So we have basically about 24 committed, active, awesome in-world creators. And these people are modeling and for each other and learning amazing stuff from one another. So that's kind of how we're working. Okay, so what's different the third time around? So the third time around, this one, as I mentioned, there's been very little mention of our syllabus goals by moderators. Things are falling into place just the way Kuhn said they should. In other words, we find ourselves networking at about the time, our network becomes strong and becomes noticeable about the time it should be, about the 3rd week. And it doesn't really matter if we have put this in a framework, but things are just happening very organically. There is little direction on the moderator's part. Basically, we're recycling our documentation, improving on it. We have documentation, but whether it's being used or not, it's kind of irrelevant to what's going on in our server. So there are very few questions on the part of participants. There's little evidence of anyone really asking how we play Minecraft. They're just getting on and doing it. That's what they're supposed to do in the game. So Jane Xian is here. She and her son Matty come on. I presume it's a son. I think it must be. So these pictures that you see are from an experience that we had, a very interesting experience, and there's a blog post there. If you click on the link, you can read about the blog post of the experience that we had in World. It's very exciting stuff. I would suggest you read the blog post because I don't want to take up Jeff's time talking about it. But basically, Jane is here in the chat, and she and Matty are featured there, and also Rose Bard, one of our moderators. Basically, Rose had to show us how to extract ourselves from a situation that we had gotten into inadvertently. And this is all about the adventure we had doing that. So, the most important thing is that since if we don't have a syllabus, and if people are not following a syllabus, what are they following? They're following their own personal goals. Just taking me, for example, there's a book by Go and a whole bunch of other people. I've got a link to it there. If you click on the link, you'll find that book. It's a downloadable ebook. It's called Hanging Out, Messing Around, and Geeking Out. And it's a process people go through when they are learning gamification. Tiziana mentioned earlier that she was intimidated. Well, this is what happens when you go into Minecraft, especially this happened to me the first year. I started hanging out. I was observing, learning. Wasn't building much, but just basically following people around. The last year, I was quite busy organizing online events and things like that. I learned more complex skills. I joined adventures with people. We went looking for the Ender Dragon at the end of the server. That's written up in one of these books here. The Minecraft books, the Minecraft manuals. Anyway, just going on these little quests and adventures with other people taught me a lot. People would give me things if I left them. But this year, I've started to geek out. I'm getting addicted to it. I miss it if I don't go there. And I'm learning quite a lot. So I'm going to hand over to Jeff now, who's going to talk about EVO Minecraft MOOC as a participatory culture.
Right, you know, and as Vance was saying, when we start to think about how we can use games and the design of games to kind of shape the way we teach online, it's really important to think about that system that Vance went through, the hanging out, the messing around, geeking out, because with these informal communities and these game-based communities, it really is a matter of you know, getting your footing, understanding what's going on, and then participating as much or as little as you want until you feel comfortable. And so, you know, we thought about that with our MOOC, and then we also thought about this idea of participatory culture. You know, if we want to do more with teaching and learning online, we can learn a lot from the way games are designed, and think about, you know, can teaching and learning online look more like Minecraft in the future and less like Blackboard? And how do we do that? And a big way to kind of think about your framing is Jenkins et al.'s 2009, basically a little white report that you can download called Participatory Culture. And you know, they find that participatory cultures have these 5 characteristics that are really important to the participants. And so if we kind of walk through those, you know, with our MOOC, we made it you know, kind of by default, because Minecraft by default allows low barriers to expression and engagement. You can make anything you want when you want, and you can participate when you want. You're not having to wait to be called upon or be selected or only do something in a very specific discussion board. Instead, you can create as much as you want, as little as you want. For example, one of our earliest members, Mercia, he created an entire subway system. He created towns, and he also created basically like a little quiz inside of the game where you had to answer questions correctly, and then you got to ride a little roller coaster. He did that without being told to do it. It wasn't part of our assignments. He just had that creative impulse, and we all learned a lot because he was able to show what he knows, and then we could start asking questions because we understood he was an expert. So, how do we do that, and how do we allow more of that informal mentorship? With game-based communities and kind of the gaming culture, it really is a matter of learning from people who know more than you. Like I said earlier, with online classes or with MOOCs, we often have teachers and students, or we have moderators and participants. In our community, those are really poorly defined because there really is no difference between our participants and our moderators. A great example of this is when players first come in. Aaron Schwartz has set up a little tutorial. So when you walk in, you see this visual representation of some of the basic tools that you'll need to make to survive in the game. We have supplies for early players, new players when they just get into the game, that allow them to ease into things by learning from people who are more experienced. And there's often always someone online who can help you. Between Linda, Rose, Vance, myself, and one of our other participants who goes by Dakota on the server, one of us is almost always on there who can answer questions and help out. And it really isn't a matter of moderator-participant. It's who's online and who's out. And again, we have this more and more. Last year, two of our kind of rock star members who joined last year, Linda and Rose, they came in and they just started creating, answering questions, helping everyone out. For example, they developed a little safe house, which became sort of our post office. People could go in there and sort of center into the community, find supplies, talk to people, see a big map. This wasn't something they were told to do. They found need and they did it, and it helped the community. So we have things like that. Linda does a lot of great stuff with videos. And so again, it's a matter of this informal mentorship plays a really big part in the success of the community. We have things where experts will prepare safe houses for new players or give them supplies. And as I mentioned, we're often at home on the server to answer people's questions. And kind of what builds upon that idea of a really solid participatory culture and how we can think about our online teaching is creating a situation where members believe their contributions matter, because that propels them to want to create and want to build. So for example, in our 2016 EVO, we spent, as the moderating team, we really spent more time collecting everyone else's material more than we did teaching or instruction. For example, one of our participants, Thorsten, took us to his server where his students in Germany created a representation of their school in Minecraft. Bron Stuckey down in Australia gave a presentation on what she does with her students in Minecraft. And Beth O'Connell took us over to her server at VSTE down in Virginia and showed us what she was doing. So again, we give the participants a chance to really sort of direct the learning and share what they know as much as they want, or as little as they want. And part of this too is as we start to learn what other people do, we start to learn their experience and their professionalism in Minecraft, so to speak. We develop friendships. We had members who feel a social connection, which is really important. One of my favorite bits of this is, Rose last year said, hey, why don't we jump on during the summer and kind of keep this thing going? I'd say Rose is perhaps the biggest impetus to kind of keep the server going all year round. And Mercia stepped up to that challenge, and he created this little archaeologist persona who found a temple out in the desert, and we all had to go out and find it. This was away from the Minecraft EVO technically, but we had a chance to kind of play around. And like I said, we're meeting in the real world. Rose and I met in Brazil this summer, and we have the Google Plus community where we can engage and interact. And so that really kind of creates a firm foundation for a community that's really based on game principles and the way games engage players. So if we really want to take advantage of games in the classroom, we have to start designing our instruction to be more like those environments. So take a look, because we have a lot of great stuff going on. And people like Mariana and Rose and Jane and Marcia, they brought their kids on and they've helped build things. And so we have this tremendous community of just built material. We have towns, we have railroad systems and subways. And so we can kind of finish up the presentation by giving a little tour of our environment. Maybe Vance can take over and show us our community here. So I'll jump over to some pictures and let Vance take it away.
We don't hear you for some reason. Vance?
Sorry, my microphone was off.
Now we hear you.
Yeah, okay. These are pictures that Jeff has taken as he's gone around the worlds that we've created. And I didn't think I was going to have to talk about them. Jeff, maybe it'd be best to tell where they took place.
All right.
You can take pictures. Let's both talk. You can take pictures. I've got some good pictures of Jeff's place today. He's got this amazing building that I just found a little near our spawn point, and so I'm surprised I hadn't seen it before. But it's very, very tall. It's got a netherworld portal in it. What is that for, Jeff?
I don't know. I just felt like making it. That's kind of the big thing with our community is whatever you feel like designing. This picture that we're seeing here, this is our very first community that took place in survival last year. And this was all teacher built. All the participants were building something and a community sort of developed. And we created a little road system. And so for this year, we actually hid this. We moved far away from this and kind of waited until some adventurous Minecrafter discovered our old community, which Jane did just recently. And so this year we started out in a different place. So we created a small village. A couple of people, Rose and Aaron, created what we call the Longhouse. And this is where all of our new players begin. So a safe little building for them to get their bearings, understand the controls, and start to play. But then they can venture out into our new community for EVO 17. And as you can see, this is Dakota in the picture, where he and I believe it's Jane found a really rich treasure trove of resources, and they're gathering gold, they're gathering redstone, which is another ingredient. And we can use these materials to build new things and build little systems. So they're kind of getting some work done there. Not making pizza. But I think they're forging minerals. And as you can see, other teachers have built a wide variety of things. We have a little bridge system going in. I think a railway system is being put in. We have what we call the tree house, this huge structure that I think Rose is involved in, and one of our other players named Kuhn, who's been building things. There's a castle back in the background as well. So again, each... So each of our participants really gets their own space to create. And the thing about Minecraft is it'll create a world 30 billion by 30 billion blocks. So there's always room. There's plenty of space to kind of make things and develop things. So this is a really kind of fancy estate. This is the Linda estate. And so she has a little farm down there. She has her house that she built, and a little bridge network. And so, again, you can go into people's houses and kind of look around and talk to them and chat and learn about their design. So a lot of great opportunities to kind of learn and build all at the same time. And so that's just kind of a glimpse into our community that just keeps getting bigger every year. We don't reset the server. We don't make deletions. Everything becomes kind of a permanent record of teacher creativity. And so that, combined with our Google Plus community, has made a really nice participatory culture and infinity space for our our friends. I can't even say participants, but really just our friends and fellow teachers. So how can we get more online teaching and learning to look like this in the future is sort of our next big step. What do you think, Vance?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. This thing, let's see, look at this next slide that you showed, this one here, the longhouse. This is where this was the spawn point, or the place that when people come onto the server, they are there. And let me see if I can find the slide. It's from inside that place. You can see this one. Nope, it might be the one before. The one before this one. This is inside the longhouse, but this is a tutorial wall. Inside the boxes, you find cobblestone and you find sticks, and these are tutorials, the tools that you can make on the crafting table on the left. Will come into the spawn point. They can see how to start out in the world. You need certain tools. You need a sword. You need to defend yourself. You need a pickaxe so you can mine. So basically, with those two things, you can get resources and you can sort of survive. And then you find your friends. Your friends are all around. When you leave that house, and you go over to Linda's, which is just to the left as you exit, and that's got a lot of stuff in there. There's a fridge there that's run out of food, but that's this one right here, I think. The last one you showed. This is
Vance.
right outside. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. We're done.
Yeah, it's been amazing, absolutely amazing, and I think that it has to be longer for Minecraft, and I hope you guys, I mean, this was like a pilot of what you're going to do in Second Life. I've sent you invitations for Second Life, for the Second Life MOOC 2017, the 4th annual. It's going to be in June, so you can pick and choose. You'll be the first to choose a time, and make sure that you add, I think it should be more than an hour. It should be maybe 2, maybe more. Get people in there participating, so turn it into a workshop for the world. So I hope
nice if we could actually go on the server. We can share that.
Oh, that's an interesting. Yes, I would
that's
like
where
that.
You really see, what goes on there.
Yep, that would be great. So that's in June, the month of June.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think we talked about it last time. Maybe
yes, you
definitely.
did. I thought it's something longer and a little more. Like, this is really developing into something amazing. There's so many aspects of the collaboration and the learning together that's such a big part of it. So I want to thank you for giving us a taste.
Thank you.
Episode 360. Everything else is there except for that.
Okay. So, yeah, we need practice. People are afraid, so get us in there. Maybe on the EVO, and then continue with the community, and then come back to us in June and get more recruit more people.
Maybe we'll have more to report because we'll be active hopefully between now and June.
That's right. You're expanding into other areas, and we're really interested. So thank you everyone. The next session, I think I've got the link here. Yep, I think that's it. I hope so. Oh, no, it's not. Well, I've given you wrong links. Ignore those links. Oh, my gosh. I had something else on my, on my mouse here, but here's the link for the next session. Let me get it here. It's coming to us from Brazil with Leo. There it is. That's the link, okay? So please join us.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. It was nice to see you guys.
You and
okay.
Hi, everyone.
Come join us.
Pardon?
Come join us. In
I
Minecraft.
will. I just need to, I always find time, so it's not a question of time.
That's
That busy.
Welcome to